Hello, America. This is Walter Cronkite of CBS News. The 1968 Democratic National Convention has come to a close, and let's just say it was quite eventful. To quickly summarize, Senator Eugene McCarthy was voted to be the Democratic nominee for the presidency. The Democrats voted to focus further debates and policy on civil rights, the war on poverty, and the de-escalation of the war in Vietnam. As some of you may know, I am a firm believer that the war in Vietnam should end. It is a pointless war that is being fought for pointless reasons. I could not be happier with the Democrats' selection of Eugene McCarthy as their candidate. McCarthy stands for all Americans and is willing to go out and take action. I believe if there's anyone who can defeat Nixon, it is McCarthy. This being said, I am slightly upset that Senator Edward Kennedy did not decide to run for office. I understand and respect his reasoning not to, but I can't help but imagine what might have been. All of the delegates who spoke made great points. The two that stood out the most to me were Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer and Senator Bond. Both of these delegates made strong points on the need for civil rights legislation and general cooperation. In terms of protests, I think that the protesters handled themselves with poise and grace. Their marches were nonviolent and proved the point that they were wanting to prove. Allen Ginsberg recited some wonderful poetry that really shed a light on what the delegates were discussing. Abby Hoffman, rambunctious as ever, actually made a good point with Pegasus. Her use of ridiculousness let the delegates know to take this convention seriously. Tom Hayden really led the protesters in a manner that was respectful, while also being forceful in their needs. I think that the rest of the protesters did their jobs wonderfully and helped to guide the convention in the right direction. Mayor Daley's police crackdown seemed a bit unnecessary. The first protest that led to arrests was the most chaotic of them all, and I would say that it was not extreme enough level for arrests. The later protests that resulted in the arrest of all of the protesters were extremely calm and nonviolent. Arrests were not necessary, and the use of police force seemed misplaced. This is Walter Cronkite of CBS News signing off.